Life is good. All the above. All right. Game capture, specific window, and power wash. Evidently, we're getting a power wash too now. Okay, okay. Why are you still up and cleaning, lazy? Are you having a rough night? Yeah, it is warm. That is in see, aw, lazy is doing it in camaraderie. We're gonna be cleaning some shit. Granted, mine is not real life, mine is pixels, but you know what? We're just gonna go with that because that just works. Now we're gonna go back to the specials. I was about to say, what the fudge? um, let's do Alice's and continue what I was doing. Are you going after the piggy pellets too? Loading dirt. I'm having to load in my dirt, y'all. All right. Okay, there is no real sound to this. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Because I'm not gonna make you guys listen to literally nothing. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. Alright. Let's pop in some chill stuff. Because chill stuff. Let's see if this works or if I need to do a thing. There we go. There we go. I have pinned the pin of pin. Alright. Let's go back and to do the cleaning, because you know what? That's what we do here. So evidently the Queen of Hearts had a bad day with the toner. Exactly. As I sit and contemplate the numerous editions of Alice in Wonderland that I have watched over the years. Lordy, there's been a few versions. I want to say I think the version that I have enjoyed more was I did like the movies. The movies were good. I did like the Through the Looking Glass. I thought that was really good. Probably as far as the continuations of Alice in Wonderland, that one probably you got me. The person's probably like, Ooh, who's sending stuff? But hey, it all came in, and that makes me happy. Especially this stuff to help keep the boys cool because they need to stay the healthy boys. And you're so welcome. I am very glad that we were able to be of an assist. But outside, as I was saying, Through the Looking Glass, the one that the movie they did, I thought was really, really, really good. Um, the one that I liked for Alice in Wonderland, I think it was like a TV special that they had. And yes, animals getting good life is the rules. Oh, that's all under the railing. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. There we go. Yeah, people to understand our fur babies are our kids too. Just like you should not leave children in hot cars, you also should not leave pets. You should make sure they're watered, you make sure they stay cool, make sure they're happy. Exactly. And they is the goodest of boys. Oh, and also, Brazen, I was talking to Squish a bit about the big trip that, we'd been all talking about and Ren fairs and everything. And etc., etc., etc. So a preliminary thought that we have is um, probably some sort of trip plan would be like an every other year kind of a thing. Cause like just going on the trip we're going on now, I mean, we're spending each probably a hot few thousand USD. Um, we're gonna get through the trip, but we were thinking like a preliminary thought was so we're gonna have this trip this year, and then we're gonna save next year. And then after that, maybe have the Renaissance trip. Um, but we're gonna talk about it more after the Hawaii trip. Um, because like even on my end, like I'm looking at a chunk of change just because I want to make sure everyone's fed, everyone has a good time, and all of that jazz. Yeah, no, I remember you asking like because you want to come, and especially we gotta watch Josh at an Australian Outback Steakhouse because that is going to be probably the funniest shit that we have ever witnessed in our life. You had asked us to like give you a heads up time so that you could make the plans you needed to save, make decisions on like how the boys were gonna be either watched or transported and everything. So yeah, we'll definitely give you well in advance heads up about it. But just wanted to give you kind of a update on the thought process. 'Cause I think at that point, I'm also going to have to make sure I'm in good communications with my rental company. Because well, actually, no, yeah, no, I would, because we got a 2-year renewal. So just to see, are they going to up it? Are we going to have to move? It's going to be fun. But they didn't raise our rent, so we have time to, figure that out, save, and be ready for that possibility. Oh, hi, menu. How you doing? How goes all the cool peeps today? Home from a long day. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. But yeah, power watching is good. Just started, just chilling. Cleaning all of the nooks and crannies and just blah. I'm still kind of the sleepy, so just like, I need to stream. Luckily, work is starting to get better and everything, so I should hopefully have a schedule again. Actually know more or less when my days are going to be off, and can go back to making some sort of a schedule. Um, which would be really, really nice because there for a while, this one asshat was absolutely making it impossible to schedule, do other works and everything, and it was an absolute nightmare. There's still one manager there that is not very keen on us as a crew, but we have a main manager who is very, no, we're going to take care of our crew. We're going to help them, succeed. We're not going to tear them down. So finally, after like 3 years of absolute struggle, we're finally getting help. We're getting people. We're getting, yeah, not absolutely ran to shit. I know a schedule in this economy. Oh yeah, cool managers, 100%. It was really bad. I got actually like a commendation from the manager, and I was like, "Is this real?" And he's like, "Oh boy, we need to talk about this." And woof, early days are rough days. But yay, it's over. And you get to chill. Hopefully. Hey, burrito is a win. Hopefully it was a good burrito. Okay, it's Chipotle. Chipotle's alright. We gotta get menu like a solid Texas burrito. Oh, yeah. And Brad got a burrito bowl. Heck yeah. Burritos for everybody. Hey, that's the important thing. Sometimes you just need that happy food that makes you just feel good. Is it terrible for you? Yeah. Is it probably going to cause issues later? Yeah. But are you happy? Yeah. As currently my relationship with cheese, am I gonna regret this in probably the next 30 minutes? Yeah, I really am. Do I give a shit? No. Exactly. I'm gonna have to to get a ladder for this one. Fine, I will go get the ladder, because you are rude. Chipotle's not bad for you, but, you know, it could, it could make sounds come from the posterior region. Look, farts are healthy for you, but they're not always healthy for the bystanders. Sometimes those farts are borderline Geneva Convention. I keep threatening my husband I'm gonna send him to Geneva Convention or wherever it is and be like, look, can you study this person? I need you to tell me that if I unleash him on an unsuspecting individual, am I gonna get sent to the to The Hague? No, we have all agreed there is one frozen Chinese food that literally turned the entire family into a freaking Geneva Convention violation. Like, the cat was literally on a chair in the window. Is it the orange juice, or do you have an allergy to oranges? I am now curious. Caesar, Hey, you don't need to be over there. You can stay right there. Huh, maybe it's something in the orange juice. Maybe one of the additives. I forget where I read it, but there was this thing going on that was on one of the, like, memes over, I think it was in Europe. And they're talking about, like, they're gonna, do the dusting of one of the crops or something. It was Europe or one of the Midwest states, maybe. I don't know. It was one of where they were doing something for the farms. And they're like, hey, we're going to be doing, we're at this time, we're going to do the dusting, crop dusting of the plants and blah, blah, blah. And someone walked by and was like, or not walked by, but they posted like, hey, I just crop dusted this person or this place. Am I okay? And it was like a government. It was a government agency. They're like, did you get a permit? I'm like, oh, that's sassy. That is the sort of shit I would do if I was frickin' social media of a fucking government agency. Just sass everybody. I mean, that is fair. Orange juice is a really, really harsh drink. Maybe you should try it as a mimosa and see how your stomach goes. Oh, sassing customers is fantastic. That's one of the things I actually kind of miss about being a waitress is I would go and just sass my customers. As long as they were good tables. Like, if they were cool tables, I would sass them all day long. Really? Is it just champagne, or is it like wines in general? And hey, Golden, how you doing? How goes the Golden? Alright, it's probably gonna flash again here in a moment, y'all, because, yeah. Wine is fine, but I think I had mimosas at my wedding, and they were tasty. Red or white? Yep, I love that freaking. Dude, when you go visit Brazden, I gotta see if I can get you to Estancia's, the Brazilian steakhouse here during their brunch. I don't know what it is, but if we can do it and you not feel like shit afterwards, because I don't want you to eat and then feel like shit. Their mimosas are absolutely delicious. I just relax my cover from time. Dude, Golden! Golden! What the fuck, dude? Stop doing things and having to do medical things. Jeez. Do they have sexy Brazilian servers? I mean, some of the guys are kind of good looking. The girls are very nice. The bartender's kind of cute. I will be honest, I'm usually too busy stuffing my face to really look. Okay, I think we're done with this part. Yay! Now we got all the rest of this shit. And we'll start over here. Have I seen a female serving meats? I mean, okay, fair, Golden, fair, fair. I was like, no. I mean, I'm pretty sure maybe there might be some chicks with some meat swords at the new one that's coming up next to us. Damn, I can't think. Have I seen chicks with swords? Oh, that's gonna bug me. Maybe at some point, if Brazen walks by, I'll ask him if he has seen it. On Twitch's new font. So does it have a different font? Because it looks different. Like, I wouldn't say it was bad, but it's like just different enough to kind of almost have me gaslighting myself. Like, is this how it was? This is what it was looking like? Is this what we're doing now? I don't know. It's not Comic Sans, so I'm happy. Yeah? Hey, if it's just less bold, that's not a big issue. It's probably easier to read now that it's not just in your face. That's good. Yeah, it's so subtle enough that literally, unless someone had told me definitively for sure it had changed, I just would have been sitting here probably just confused. God damn it, Golden. I need to get you some ice pops or something. Yeah, no, I feel that. It's something liquid with flavor and sweetness and cold. No, the slushy, that is a slushy made out of wine. Slushy. Or it could be our interpretation of gosh dang it. Wow, my brain just shat itself. Sean Connery. Sushi and a slushy. get a complimentary slushie to that one. Menu. That's perfect. Damn it. Slushy. Why do I have a feeling Menu was like, I have had this emote and it will now be used for good? Ooh. We can go with some shushies. Thing is, I can hear it in the exact voice. Alright, speaking of Sean Connery, alright, time for the hot take moment. What was everyone's opinion on for Extraordinary Gentlemen? I am curious. Oh, probably because their cell walls and everything have already been kind of broken. Because when you freeze, the little like molecule, like the cell walls will not, they'll like expand because you just froze it, and so then when you blend it, it gets all smooth and everything, and it doesn't mash against the blades like it would if it was more pliant, I guess. So you get like more, I mean, don't get me wrong, a fresh fruit smoothie is also really, really good. Like if you have like really nice, really ripe fresh fruit so that it gets like really nice and blended, really, really good. But like just on a regular, just using frozen, it gets really, really good. Really good smoothies. And yes, Menu also loved that movie. A lot of people seem to hate it. And I'm not entirely sure why. For the longest time, I wanted to do a cosplay of Mina Harker from that movie. Huck Finn was the character. He really should have. Huck Finn was interesting, to say the least. Admittedly, I was kind of confused why he was there. I mean, I guess, the whole, continue my legacy kind of a thing, but, like, there's many other, I think, young characters that I think could have been good for that, but I mean, now I'm trying to think of one and I can't think of one. Yeah, because like everyone else was like kind of cult classic. I mean, even Dorian Gray. That is very true. Well, now I'm trying to think of it. Who else would have been a good choice that's kind of in that um young protege kind of thing, but a classic story. Because you have things like Oliver Twist, but I don't think that would have really. He's not really like almost mythological classic. Um, oh yeah, that dude who played Dorian Gray. Holy crap, he could pull the sass and the arrogance so good. You think Oliver Twist would have? I'm trying to think of another like kid-like character that has like some sort of kind of secret ability kind of a thing. Yeah, like every one that they chose for the different characters, I think nailed it. The guy that they got playing, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, he pulled off that back and forth really good, and just all the shit that he had to deal with. The guys who were running Captain Nemo's ship did a great job. They handled it great. But yeah, I see what you mean about Huck Finn. He just really seemed kind of like the odd man out kind of a thing. Well, damn it! Now I'm like going through every single classic literature book that I have ever read. Even something that could be remotely attuned to the storyline, because pretty much you just need like a kid who was becoming sure of himself. Someone who was becoming sure of himself and who was going to end up taking the mantle. Hey, Brazen. You know what? You know who actually be good? Red Badge of Courage. If you need to have that younger kid that kind of has to cope with, I don't want to say coming of age, but kind of getting his own bearing. Because at the end, that's what he learned from Quartermain. He learned about shooting. He learned kind of more about what it is to, in essence, be a hero. There's that kid from Red Badge of Courage who he has to deal with the war. That is true. You know what? I need to figure out how to do like a movie night, and we just watch it and then we discuss. It'll be our version of book club. I wish that they continued with it, because you saw at the end with the storm and with Quartermain's grave. But, I don't know if there was any other books. Was there any other, how they would have, really continued it? I'm pretty sure there's probably comics out there of something because Quartermain I think is in some other stuff. I am not remotely as familiar with it as I used to be. But was kind of hoping there would be something else, but you know. If it bombed, and they're not going to, you know, keep going if a movie tanks, you know? But damn, that was a good movie. 5 of 10 on IMDb and Prime Video, but only 16. Yeah. That's not very good in the scheme of things. 5 doesn't necessarily have to mean it was bad, but just that doesn't ring too good either. That's actually on a podcast that I listened to. They're talking about how 7 has kind of in essence become the new 10 because no one wants to give it a 10 or no one wants to give it lower than that because of, you know, reasons. And I'm just like, you know, that makes sense. I don't see as much diversity in ratings, really, it seems, anymore. Unless it's, like, extremes. I kind of miss the old Robert and Ebert stuff that they used to do before the guys left and passed. Maybe that should be a whole shtick. Go find movies that are said to be just objectively bad. Like, not like politically like, you know, the bad, like nasty bad, but just like the movie itself was just bad. And be like, alright, we're gonna watch it and we're gonna talk about it. I mean, fair. And to be fair, it's usually Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn, and it's kind of an easy oopsie. Like another movie a lot of people hated, the Dungeons and Dragons movie that had like the Wayans brothers in it and Jeremy Irons. Corny as fuck, but man, I love that movie. to my touchstone, the fence. Was it the fence that was involved? Yeah, there was no fences involved in the movie, though that would have been kind of funny. A comic first. The comic authors were very upset with how the movie turned out, so they quashed any sequels. Oh boy. I wonder if the writers left the guys out of the loop. Because sometimes when they do those movies, they're like, oh, okay, this is based on a comic. We got your permission to use the comic. Cool, we're going to write the movie now. Bye. Then it's like, okay. Gentlemen, our task here is to build this fence as quickly as possible. Yeah, that sounds right. Don't forget the painting. You gotta paint it too. You could say that the fence had really stiff acting. It's almost like the fence put a wall between you and the audience. I hear the sighing from the other room. I heard that sigh, okay? Isn't Huck Finn the one that was supposed to paint a fence and went off on a venture instead? Maybe. It's been so long since I've read that book. If I am to be honest. Why y'all so messy? The fence is the only part I remember, so that's not part of it. I don't know who Huck Finn is. To be honest, most of my classic literature that I was more well versed in was actually like English, like England English, Shakespeare playwrights. I got a good dose of my like more American literature from Wishbone. I watched Wishbone like religiously. No, Huck Finn was not supposed to paint the fence in Adventures of Tom Sawyer. The famous The famous fence painting scene features Tom Sawyer, who is I'm refraining from making a joke. Tasked by his Aunt Polly to whitewash their fence as punishment for skipping school and going swimming. Oh, these are actually not red. Oh. Well, shit. I thought they were red roses. Queen gonna be mad. Once again, we credit Finn when it's supposed to be. Oh, this is gonna be the new thing. Now we're like, who the fuck is supposed to paint the fence? Oh, this is fantastic. I love it. Look, it was the one guy hanging out with the other guy, and they were supposed to do the fence thing because they messed up, and then the guy, instead of paying the fence, went and he went on an adventure instead of paying the fence. The guy. According to Wiki, Huck Finn's biggest role seems to be Tom Sawyer's friend. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's great. That is like epic side character energy. Don't they both ride the raft? I don't know. Finn is the raft boy. Okay. I feel like I need like a flow chart. With Jim. Who the hell is Jim? Alright, a new character enters the field. Huh. Alright, I'm back. something, alright. It evidently dipped itself in whatever toner this is, so, yeah, it's gonna get a bath. A very, very, very thorough bath, evidently. Thank you. Alright, got the stock part. He's just a baby. Where is that damn ladder again? Alright, let's go over here and take care of the flower that's going to be gross. Kitty cats is the sweet babies. Alright, you guys are finally clean. Now for this one. Again, not red roses. You used some shitty paint. Frickin' Alice. Well, the queen wanted the red roses from what I remember of the story. So she's like, before the queen comes out, everyone's like, paint the roses red, paint the roses red. She's the queen of hearts. She's supposed to have red roses. Yeah, the soldiers are freaking out. Like, I planted the wrong roses. They're supposed to be red roses. I planted white roses. It's like, bro, next time, why don't you read the seed packet? Though, to be fair, it could be the wrong packaged seeds. Who knows? There you go. Just put red food coloring in the water. You'll be fine. Like those experiments we used to do in school, where we put the flowers in the colored water and saw what happened. hello. Meow. I'm getting meowed at. Meow. You want to meow for the people? Say meow. Oh, now you're quiet. Say meow meow. Okay. Or just yawn. They were. As weird as it sounds, one of my favorite things I remember doing when I was in elementary school was we got to dissect owl pellets. Yeah, if they want to do the cool shit, yeah. The owl pellets was fun because the teacher lived behind like a refuge, a person who did like rehab like for those birds of prey and stuff. And so what they did was they got the pellets and they would like pasteurize them or sanitize them and whatnot so that they were quote clean. And then we had this sheet that had, okay, so this is the type of like small animals in the area that the owl could have ingested. So carefully, like here's gloves, here's tweezers. Go through and, you know, what bones do you find? Yeah, pretty much. Just kind of baked them. Well, now you're meowing at me. But still, it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun getting to see like all those little tiny bones and kind of what goes in them. Bro, let me on the ladder. Yeah, it was kind of sad that, like, as my kid got older, she was more in the schools that were not so into doing, like, the really fun experiments and field trips and stuff. That was kind of on its way out when she was getting into it. Like, she went on a few field trips. Don't get me wrong, but, like, when I was in elementary school, we had at least, like, 2 or 3 field trips a year. And we got to see like down here we used to have like the Institute of Texan Cultures. We used to go to like Lady Bird Johnson, like wildflower research center. Like we learned about all sorts of cool shit. And they would bring up different projects. The one thing, I don't even know if they still do it anymore, that we did, it was called the Jason Project. And it was the year that we did it. It was the Titanic. When Robert Ballard was going like to the Titanic and stuff, and it was really, really cool. And we got to participate in they weren't webinars because that wasn't really a big thing at that point, but like it was interactive stuff with it, which was pretty fun. Yeah. Whew. Sorry. It's all that cool shit. Now it's very teach to the test, teach to the test, teach to the test. And I'm like, this is why the kids are not really interested in school anymore because you make it boring as fuck. Whenever funding starts going, the first thing they start cutting is like shop classes, arts classes, all of those classes. And it's like, you're making it more boring. Kids don't want to do boring. They want something to engage their brains. Ugh. That's crap. Yeah, this whole thing about standardized testing, it's ugh. I don't know if it's ever been hot that evenly. It's unusual for you to be that freaking hot. Usually we're the ones absolutely roasting our asses off down here. Jeez. Yeah, I thought you guys usually had like warm but like more mild summers than we usually do. Yeah. One thing for sure, when we do go visit Australia, we're going in our summertime because it's wintertime there. Yeah. We're usually the hot and muggy ones. I don't want to go to Texas. Oh, you just gotta visit at the right time. Yeah. It's Texas without the humidity. But hey, the one good thing about Texas, no state income tax. I'm pretty sure I started it. And dude, I ain't disagreeing with you. Shit. I have to make a freaking like emergency kit for when I go to the Ren Fair so I don't have a heat stroke. You can't deny what's true. Well, I mean, you can, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I ain't gonna deny what's true. To be fair, our grid has gotten better. Now that they kicked those assholes off the crew from fucking Minnesota who were trying to say that everything was fine when it wasn't. Like, I get it. Minnesota and northern states, they deal with cold. They have much colder temperatures than us. But we're not used to those cold of temperatures. For us, those cold of temperatures is like if Minnesota suddenly went up to 110 degrees. Then they're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's so cold. It's like, oh, hey, you'll be fine. We deal with it all the time. Just, yeah, no, different places are equipped for different weather. Minnesota is not equipped for 110 degree weather like we're not equipped for sub-zero for a week straight. Yeah, trust. We wish that we could visit the basement, but they closed the basement. Texas history is absolutely fascinating. Yes, what we need is like final boss sounding music while I'm trying to power wash, and now I'm feeling stressed out. There we go. There's a huge link. Look, I know you like Legend of Zelda. Where's the huge link? Ah. Wow, that's a link. Hold on. Let me go through it on my phone so I can look at it and stay in the game. Alright, turn that down. God damn. Ooh, oh, the old like Santa Fe style. Oh, those are cool. Depending if those are supported right, those would be fantastic for solar panels. Did I just turn it off? I think I just hit Game Drops by accident. 1 second. That is Sonic and Chill. I do like Sonic, but let's go back to what I was listening to. There we go. I know! I was trying to go back to my Twitch thing so I could watch my Twitch thing, and yeah, I oopsed. Swamp coolers from us from Ooh, okay. Very fair, very fair. There is much about desert dwelling that I am not familiar with. If it makes sense, it makes sense. Oh my gosh, 500 a month would be so nice. Yeah, it is. Very much so. See, if people that did all the houses and stuff didn't use that really cheap ass grass, they probably and use like more sustainable, like localized grasses, they probably would do better, but you know. What do we know? I love looking into xeriscaping. That shit's really cool. Nice. It's good when you get a good company that really understands that stuff. Nice. That is good. We're getting there. Jeez. I think next time they just need to like not have the toner explode on the entire court would be fantastic. Alright, we got half that done. Let's fix that card. Can I go through? Damn, that would have been really funny. Meow. Gotta mimic the cat. Meow. 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 You're fine, Caesar. Look at this cat over here being so dramatic. Whoops. Button. Alright. Now that part and that part. It's pretty much just these couple of parts now. Good grief. Almighty. weeky weeks. Ah. See if I can at least get most of the ground done. Gotta get the dance on. That's how I feel some days. Alright, got that part, and now just this little bit right here. Or Persona, that would be really cool. Maybe one day. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff on this statue. Alright, let's see what she looks like. Oh, yep, she looks angry. She looks like she has been well perturbed. It's just my game chops. Dude, autocorrect is autocorrect some days. All we can do sometimes is just ask why. Really. She's gonna need the lab. again. Ooh, that's good. And then if you keep them alternating, they should last you pretty much all day. I think it came with 2. That's fantastic. I am very glad. Ooh, damn. Good, 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 good. Hopefully, Fire Sound gets to do his little sniffies. Enjoy the ear. Marmalade can get his Fabio on. I know, Lazy. Jeez. Like, I'm not big on, the roses and flowers and how to keep them and stuff, but jeez, I know not to let them get this bad. Okay, where's the rest of the dirt? Good God. What the fuck else needs cleaned? Okay. It is numbing. Hey, like it's not over 90 outside. And when the power goes, I have a USB battery. That's awesome. That is true. You can keep it in the car too if you need to. Excellent. Okay. Oh, geez, really? I swear that was not there before. Okay. Ooh, that's like 2 hours alongside Jen. Aw. Night for the sleeps? Alright, I hope you sleep good, Lazy. Don't worry, I'm probably about lulled myself to sleep too. Flower bed. Giant roses, throne dominoes, and throne game box. Okay, let's start with throne, because that has the most. Ah, here we go. Which one of you suckers is it? A little hoppy for me. Alright, and now the giant rose. There's a 1. Where is the offending beesh? Really? Really? Finally. Here we go. Watch it fast. I thought cleaning was that fast. But yeah, that's all of that one. I'll do this one as the next set. Is there any? Things for this one. That's Wallace and Gromit. That one's Shrek. I need to do some of those. I will do Start the Jam. Continue. Well, that almost looks like... Oof. Okay. That's a hit in, like, the nostalgia. Old times being in the freaking driveways and parking lots. Alright, y'all. I think I'm gonna take that moment to go and get some sleep. let us go. Since we've been talking about piggies, let's go say hello to Mudo, who has an axolotl. Because pets, cute pets, all the above, we love all the cute pets. But it has been cool hanging with you guys. I hope you've had a nice, chill day. You guys are welcome. And I will try to be back at some point tomorrow. I need to try to get back into streaming more than what I have been. But I will catch you guys tomorrow. If not in a stream, I will catch y'all in chat. Have a good one. Bye.